when you are all alone. Maybe the one who is waiting for you will prove untrue. Then what will you do? Maybe you'll sit and sigh, wishing that I were near. Then maybe, 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 maybe.
War. War never changes. The Romans waged war to gather slaves and wealth. Spain built an empire from its lust for gold and territory. Hitler shaped a battered Germany into an economic superpower. But war never changes. In the 21st century, war was still waged over the resources that could be acquired. Only this time, the spoils of war were also its weapons: petroleum and uranium. For these resources, China would invade Alaska, the US would annex Canada, and the European Commonwealth would dissolve into quarreling, bickering nation-states bent on controlling the last remaining resources on Earth. In 2077, the storm of world war had come again. In 2 brief hours, most of the planet was reduced to cinders. And from the ashes of nuclear devastation, a new civilization would struggle to arise. A few were able to reach the relative safety of the large underground vaults. Your family was part of that group that entered Vault 13. Imprisoned safely behind the large vault door, under a mountain of stone, a generation has lived without knowledge of the outside world. Life in the vault is about to change.
Hello!
Yeah, we're doing this thing.
Fallout! Yeah, so
If there's any of you who were from earlier days, which I doubt there's anybody, but we did a pretty long Fallout 2 playthrough.
it was bad.
It was really bad, and we just kind of stopped doing it. So
But this is Fallout 1.
it's very different.
It has
It's
the
a
fixed,
whole different thing.
it's a mod. We have the fixed mod.
It's called Fallout Fix.
It fixes things.
We got killable children now.
Yes, it's very good. But there's a reason why we're doing this in 720p. And that's because this game does not scale well with high resolutions.
It doesn't, considering that when it first released in, was it 1997?
It says right on the bottom, right here.
Don't be a dick about it. In 1997, when it first came out, I doubt there were computers sporting 1080p resolutions.
I doubt they even had 720p resolutions.
Exactly my point. So if you put it in 1080p,
you can't see it.
yeah, you can't see anything. Like,
I mean,
the text is super
even
small.
in 720p,
It's still pretty small.
it's still really small. But we don't want to go any lower because we're not peasants. We have to stay in at least.
we have
HD.
at least some standards that we hold up sometimes,
Yeah. Okay. We're playing now.
and we got some pre-created characters. But who
Fuck
the
them.
fuck ever uses pre-created
I know.
characters?
What's her name?
Name.
Name.
No, let's have it. Somebody will forget about. Type that in, because it's honestly likely that we'll forget about the series and just ditch it. That's what we've done.
How about we name? Was it gonna be a guy or a girl?
This is very important.
It is actually.
It does affect for some people how they talk to you. In the second game, if you're
We'll be a girl.
sure, in the second game, if you're a girl, you actually couldn't do a lot of different things.
Foreman the grill.
Foreman the grill. All right.
All right. We're.
Gonna be the ripe old
How
age.
old is the foreman?
70. No, the ripe old age of 29.
Okay. Done. Female.
I'm sure there's okay. I'm joking.
You were about to say other, weren't you?
Yes. Now, when it comes to our character specs, there are a lot of
Isn't like perception everything?
yes. For combat perception, if you have less than 5, you're not gonna hit anything.
So 8 should be good.
Yes. Now, let me tell you something. What kind of character do you want? Do you want to be combat oriented, like high combat skills, like gun skills and things like that, or do you want to be speech oriented? Because
does speech actually matter?
Very much so, actually. A lot of people say that speech and charisma doesn't matter, but if you have a low charisma, meaning low speech and barter, you'll be piss poor the entire run, practically.
What about agility?
Agility is useful because it affects your armor class and action points.
So that has to go up.
Action points affect your chance of getting hit.
What about luck?
It affects your stats a little bit.
What's endurance?
HP points.
And
Resistance to poisons. As I was saying with the charisma.
So should I put like agility pretty high?
Yeah, James, let me finish.
What's this look?
Stop fucking interrupting me, you cunt. Now, as I was saying with the charisma, sure, if you have high combat skills, you can use guns and stuff really well and hit things. But if you start off, if you do that, you'll likely be very poor and can't afford many good things in the beginning. Now, obviously, that can make the beginning balanced because you won't have, the best gun at the start. But if you have high charisma, meaning high barter and speech and skills and things like that, you can. Sure, you might not be the best at the moment, but obviously, you'll level up so you can get those skills higher. But when you start off with barter and speech that high, especially barter, if you have it that high, practically the second you get to the major trading hub, or what was it called, hub city? I don't remember. It's been a while, but the major trading hub, you'll likely have a high the hub city. It is a hub. The hub.
No, it's actually named the hub.
It is named the hub. But if you have a high enough barter skill, you'll likely be able to sell shitty items for actually a really considerable amount, and then get amazing guns early on. Sure, at the moment you may not be able to use them very well, but you can easily get your gun skill higher, meaning you'll have these kick-ass guns for later until you get the skills.
So how should we actually spec ourselves?
That's a good question, because if you want it to be easy mode, I recommend high charisma, because you can actually talk yourselves out of a lot of things and convince people people to do stuff to complete quests, and you can buy stuff for cheaper.
What I have here though? I have pretty much low shitty everywhere else, but I have good agility and.
If you want to do just combat wise, not much, because I recommend that. But if you want it to be easy and kind of OP, I'd recommend getting rid of your luck. That's useless as hell. And
yeah, but can't you get can't you get critical failures a lot easier?
No, that's the trait called jinxed.
Oh, so luck doesn't matter.
Yeah, jinxed. Luck does affect your chance of hitting slightly, and things like the chance of getting a critical hit. But I wouldn't recommend. But I don't really recommend.
How does that look?
You should get the jinx skill, by the way.
I don't know that.
Maybe we should do a run sometime with the jinx skill. For those that don't know, pretty quick on the jinx skill. It basically means so that you have a very high chance, or basically, it's just for fun, pretty much. So you and everybody else have an increased chance of getting critical failures. Critical failures can involve you either A, dropping your gun, B, losing the clip, meaning you'll have to reload the gun, meaning you'll have to spend more action points, or 3,
plus you lose ammo.
Or C, the gun will just outright explode, hurt you, and then you can't use the gun anymore because it exploded.
As this amazing diagram right here. That's not a diagram, is it?
It's just an illustration. You're stupid.
Okay. So do you think this is...
I'd say it's fairly balanced.
Okay, what do you think I have here?
Lockpick, honestly, isn't too useful.
What should I use then? Speech?
Repair.
Repair, okay.
Repair. You have to undo lockpick and then do repair. Repair is pretty useful.
Alright, so what should I do here? How many do I have here, too?
you can use 2 optional traits. So with that, when waiting, you'll normally heal when waiting in the game.
Okay, Ethan, we don't have to explain everything here because it's gonna take fucking forever.
Fine, you just heal fast. I mean, I wouldn't say that's very useful.
Then what should I use?
Bloody mess, just because it's fun.
Alright, fine then.
I'm pretty sure whenever you get a kill, it shows the critical hit animation. Actually, if anything, you shouldn't do that because then getting a critical hit looks even better.
Alright.
In the later games, Bloody Mess gives you a 5% damage boost. In this game, all it does is give you a better death animation. I don't know if you should get good natured.
Is that
it lowers your stats to by 10%, smaller guns, big guns, energy weapons, throwing, melee, and unarmed, but you get plus 15% to first aid, doctor, speech, and barter. I'd recommend that. It just lowers the attributes just by that and nothing else.
But this is only matters for like beginning game because I can always put that shit back up with levels
Yeah,
up.
but then you'll have the plus 15 to things like that. So if you get it now, you'll instead of having 54 barter, you'll have 69. So then
small guns is still right at 50.
Yeah, 53. And let me finish. If you have good natured, you'll have to use less points to increase the skills. You can quickly get to the combat skills faster.
So what does first aid even do?
It's very confusing with first aid and doctor skill. I'm pretty sure first aid impacts your ability. I think it impacts.
Let's see what it says.
I'm pretty sure it impacts your ability to use stim packs. Or first aid can heal more hit points over time than just rest. There's a skill called first aid which you can use on yourself. So basically, you can use that instead of using stim packs and the like.
Or I forgot. Can't you isn't there like a skill on the side that you press and it can heal you a little bit?
Yeah, and what does doctor do?
Doctor.
Healing a major wound to crippled limbs without this skill will take a much longer period of time to restore crippled limbs.
Whatever. I think this is good. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
We've wasted like 10 minutes on this screen.
This is very important, I assure you.
Alright, well, bam.
Alright, sure, let's do it.
Ah, you're here.
Exposition.
We've
In
got a
really
problem.
small fonts
A big
for the...
one. The controller chip for our water
What's the word?
purification system is giving up the
Subtitles.
ghost.
Yeah, that's the one.
Can't make
Closed
another
captioning.
one. And the process is too complicated for a workaround system. Simply
Why
put,
is that?
My favorite part.
Why is that control
Running out of
chip
drinking
used? Made that looks like it's made out of concrete.
water.
My favorite
no
part about the
vault.
control chip design is that it looks like
This
you
is
just plug it
crucial
into a wall
for
outlet.
our survival.
I mean,
Did you see the
frankly,
connector cable? Looks like you just plug
I
it into the
think
wall.
you're the only
Whatever.
hope we have. You need to go find us another controller chip. We estimate we have 4 to 5
things
months
to do.
before the
Get the
vault
water ship
runs
to
out of
150
water.
days left. Okay.
Well,
Need
it's
that chip.
it's a good thing you only have that one
You
thing to
marked your
do.
map with the
I know, right?
location
It's
of
not
another
like there's
vault.
any big enemies,
Not a bad place
or
to
some
start,
sort
I
of
think.
slave master thing, or
Monsters and
Just
hideous
be safe.
creatures.
or some sort of
Okay.
military.
Don't spoil it.
I'd say it's more like hinting at things.
Then again, you can't spoil a game that's actually 20 years old. It's 2017. This game came out in 1997.
This game's
It's literally-
over 4 years older than us.
Yes. So.
I accidentally pressed a button.
Wow. Good job.
Yeah,
So.
sorry.
So there's a thing. So wait.
Actually, no, never. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Normally, this game, because of the mod, it can give you certain items just depending on
I
your
have
skill.
really low.
I know, because your strength. With a mod,
Yeah,
it
so-
can give you. Let me finish. In the mod, if your skills are certain high enough, it can give you extra items. And this game's gonna go into your inventory, so I can show. In this case, since you have a high repair and high charisma and speech or barter, it gave you mentats and a repair tool.
Okay. I didn't know repairing was a thing. Should I just kill every mice in here?
Yes, for the XP. Oh, also, I don't know if we should get rid of the mentats because with your high barter skill, you can sell them for a shitload of caps, and that might break the.
Well, I mean, mentats are worth a lot of monies.
They are worth a large amount of monies.
Monies are good, so I think.
Very good, but it might break. Not break, but it might just make the game. It might complicate some things in terms of
I'm sure it's
balancing.
Fine. I'm sure it's fine.
It should be fine. Unless you find out you can sell it for like 1,000 caps each, that would just be too much.
Yeah, but it'll only sell one.
I think you should work on getting higher action points because you have a fairly small.
I have a decent amount. Remember,
I know. It's just that action points are everything in this game, and you want to have the highest possible.
Yeah, but I got like 8 perception, or endurance. I mean.
So. What about endurance?
It doesn't have, or what's the one that gives you perception? What's the one that gives you action points?
Agility.
Yeah, didn't I have high agility?
Check. Or C.
C.
You have 8.
Yeah, that's good.
Not high enough.
You
need 10 all the way.
8 is good.
Just get the action girl perk when you can.
I don't know what that is, but that sounds.
It gives you some extra action points. Oh, there's also some perks which means that moving and shooting with guns, ranged weaponry uses 1 less action point. Regardless of how many action points you have, it's a very useful perk.
Even with 8 agility, or what is it? Agility?
For what?
Action points?
Yeah.
Even with 8 agility, I can't shoot twice.
Yep, you need 10, bruh. Can't believe you missed that rat twice.
I hit him.
But missed twice.
Shut up. He dead.
No, he's not.
I have the ammo for this, right? I've gone.
You have 24 hollow.
I have plenty ammo.
So what kind of ammo type is that? Check. Right click and click on
that's
it.
just regular.
That's JHP and that's armor piercing.
I don't. You know, the thing is, I don't use the different types of ammo.
So the normal ammo is jacketed hollow points. So JHP. And that's good for enemies that don't have armor. The armor piercing obviously is good for enemies that have armor. So it's good to save that for raiders and the like. I don't know how much.
I'll make sure to keep that in mind.
Yeah, or you could just sell the ammo.
Maybe. What's the button to see like shit like
what
boxes? Can't you press a button?
What do you mean?
Like to see boxes? Because I know that's in Fallout 2.
It's not C. It's
Control.
I don't know if it's. I think it's in
Control.
I don't know if it's in Fallout 1, but I know if it's in Fallout 2. Or no, it is in Fallout 1. Just first of all, you have to find a place with loot. That place doesn't have any loot, and the rats don't drop loot. So.
Oh.
Okay. I think it is Control. So. By the way, to get out of combat, you can just hit the combat jump the turn button.
The what?
On the bottom right, where it says turn, there's also a combat one, and it gets rid of combat too.
Okay.
So just the turn.
Damn. Fuck.
You missed, scrub.
It was the tactical distraction.
Distraction.
Yes, it distracted them by getting nearly hit by a bullet.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
It makes no sense. That's the point. It's to confuse them.
Well, I mean, you're doing a good job at confusing me.
That's good.
Oh, you suck.
What do you mean I suck? I have.
It doesn't matter what your. It doesn't matter what your stats are. You're just missing, and that's all that matters. Maybe having high luck would be a good idea.
Well, I mean, I have no.
I remember doing a playthrough a while ago in Fallout 2, which I actually need to finish. Well, actually, I think we deleted that save. But
yeah, I don't have Fallout 2 installed.
On Fallout 2, oh no, I think it's on my computer because we share the Steam library.
Okay, well, I mean,
on my Fallout 2 character, I have high luck and high charisma. So basically, also luck affects the gambling skill, and in Fallout 2,
who gambles?
In Fallout 2, if you have 100% gambling skill, you'll win every time, which means you can literally become the richest fucker in the entire game. So,
okay, well, I mean, I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's about time to end this
episode.
It's about time to end the episode.
No.
Yeah, subscribe because I need you to subscribe to let me know if you want to watch more.
Never subscribe if you want to If you want to watch more of this, just say we suck in the comments.
Yeah, that'll
Just
good.
tell
If
us
you're
we're
gonna
so
end-
bad we should kill ourselves.
Even if I doubt you'll end up getting to this point, but if you do, do what he said. It's good
Tell
for
us
you.
to kill ourselves and we'll so do it, we'll record it and make millions.
Okay, sure.